Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. Normally, this is where I look at some older comics and I take a look inside. Well, this is another occasional haul video. I don't usually do them, but I've been doing a little more lately. And where did I go? Oh yeah, there's a little shop close by home. It's called Out the Box, where they sell all kinds of memorabilia and stuff. I think it's a consignment type store. All kinds of memorabilia and some of that is comics. And I got a few inexpensive comics there today, and I thought I'd share some of that with you. First off here, got this issue. This is the Specter, number 7. This is from, what was it, 1993, with John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake. I don't think I've read any from this particular series, but I may. I like that cover. It's the cover painting. It's kind of gruesome there. The Specter, and all green and white and eerie. And then I got Life with Archie, number 167. This is from 76. And we just recently watched The Incredible Shrinking Man for the first time that I think that I've ever seen the entire thing. I've seen part of it before. And then I saw this, and I had to get it, even though it's only $5. Because I like, because The Life with Archie was a title that they had with more adventurous stories in them, and this is definitely the adventure stuff. And Archie gets shrunk, and that looks like some fun. Then here we get The House of M, number 1 of 3. This is featuring like the Fantastic Four, and has the, what they call it, the Fearsome Four. And there, this is from the earlier 2000s, and I don't know anything about this. I just took a look through it, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, we'll see. And of course, it's continued because it's part of a three-issue miniseries. And House of M. I presume this is all about Magneto, but it's got Dr. Doom in there too. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. And here's one I'd never seen or heard tell of. This is number 1, the first issue Spectacular, and I take it it's part of a miniseries because it's also continued. And I was hoping it was just a one-shot. Before the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards in his first amazing adventures. And that looks like it could be thrilling. I took a glance in there, and that looked quite interesting. Then He's Everywhere, Superman, the Man of Steel. It's from 1999. So it actually would have hit the stands at, this is number 7, so it was February. So it would have been on the stands probably November and of 98. And this, I think, would have been after I was had stopped regularly getting it. So it looked kind of interesting. Something going on here. And I think it's Superman having guilty thoughts about, because he can't be everywhere all the time to save everybody. So I think he tries it as much as he can. We'll see. And then here we go, going back to mid 80s with G.I. Joe number 25. This was a direct market version, G.I. Joe, a real American hero. And I didn't notice until I took a glance through it that someone had taken a hole punch and punched through some of the pages. But fortunately, it didn't affect the story any. And I didn't catch who the writer was, but this was probably Larry Hama, because he did most of that. And with art by Frank Springer. And then a couple days ago, I had gone to my local comic shop, my nearby comic shop, and I picked up the couple of issues from the newer series of Predator for my wife, because she's a big Predator fan. And I got just a few older things here, because I'm a big Western fan, and Kid Colt. This is Kid Colt Outlaw. This is from 1969 with this great John Severin cover. Everything John Severin did was great, and with interior art by Jack Keller. With also has a backup story of the Black Rider. And of course, these would all have been reprints from the 50s. And then we finish this off here with this Marvel Preview presents Man God. This is Marvel Preview number 9. This was one of the black and white magazines that Marvel produced in the 70s, right along there with Savage Sword of Conan, which is probably the best overall. But this is cool. I've actually got this, but I think it's in a lot rougher condition than this. This is in much better shape, and I'll want to want to read this and do a review of it sometime in the future, because this is an adaptation of Philip Wiley's novel The Gladiator from I think it was from the early 30s, and this, it might even have been in the 20s, I'm not sure, but this is the primary inspiration for the creation of Superman. This is a great Earl Norem cover. I love Earl Norem's covers, especially for Conan the Barbarian, but this is great too. And it with interior art by Tony DeZuniga, and it's adapted by Roy Thomas. So you know it's good, because he liked to cull the pun there, unintended, to cull the old pulps for material, which is how he got Conan the Barbarian, and of course King Cole. And now he's trying to Man God, and if I remember correctly, at the end of this story, they solicited requests for people to see if they wanted to see more of him. Apparently, not enough people did, because they never used him again. Of course, he wound up, well, I'll tell you more about it at the time, but of course, this is in the 60s, when they were reprinting a bunch of old pulp stuff, like Doc Savage and the Tarzan books, and the Conan books, and the Avenger books, and the Shadow, and all those others, and they reprinted Philip Wiley's book Gladiator, which had originated as a pulp, and I've got a copy of it. You just never see it. It's really bad. I mean, the book is held together with a rubber band, and it's really cool. So it's a really cool story, and you can just, as you read it, you can just see how Superman was created out of this, combining this character with Doc Savage and some other stuff. And of course, but Philip Wiley's best known for his novel of When Worlds Collide, which was then made into a classic, very classic science fiction movie from the 50s by George Pal, who was also the director of the original Time Machine movie from the 60s. So there's some pedigree in this. And this is a real thrilling story. It's just very old-fashioned because it takes place over 100 years ago now. So that's all I've got for this time, for our little look at some recent stuff that I've got. And you'll undoubtedly be seeing this again sometime in the next few weeks or few months, because I remember I really liked this one. And as I said, I've got another copy, but it's nowhere near as good condition as this because I've had it for 50 years and I read it so many times. So that's all. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, people. And remember, especially when it's done by Earl Norem, comics are art.